Y'all made it. Let's go. Okay. Hello. All right, quiz time. Where are you? Let's go. Maybe you don't know. That's all right, but you're 0 for 1. What are we doing today?
Designing shoes.
Designing shoes, okay? Are we doing more than designing shoes? Do you just get a piece of paper when you leave, or maybe a CAD drawing?
They don't know.
Oh, you don't know? Oh, cool. Surprises. I guess this is like Christmas. So, let me start over. Welcome to TXR's Lab. You're in a makerspace. Okay? What do you do in a makerspace?
Right.
I love that answer. Sometimes the simplest answer is the right answer. It's a place where we make things. And I mean everything. Everything you can almost imagine to make, we have something to make it here. So we can sculpt straight out of metal, take a solid block of aluminum, carve that down to a bunny rabbit if we want to. Or we can take a 3D print, put it in clay, melt that 3D print out so we have a solid cavity, and then melt metal and pour it in. Print little tchotchkes you can hang in your windows and put on your desks. We have CNC laser cutters. We have a sneaker lab that you guys will get to go into today. This is like a gym, except instead of having exercise equipment, we have tools to make things. And everyone can get a membership, come learn how to use all of those tools. And different than most maker spaces, we also have a way for you to graduate across the hallway and go rent out a space and start your own business with that product that you're making. And so that's the high-level concept of what we're doing. We make a lot of things. Sneakers just is one of my passions, and I know this really cool guy in town, Travis Scott, that loves sneakers too, and so his friends Nike are in the building today. They brought Airforce Ones for all of you in those sizes. That's why we got your size. And you'll get to design that Airforce One in the sandbox. I'll talk about that and take it home with you. So that's the goal today. So pretty unique opportunities, often known as Nike by You when they do it out kind of in the world. So you all get to be doing Nike by You personally. If we conceive of what that means, right, today you are the client and they are designing for you. Right? So what your goal is, you're first going to go into the room and you talk to each of you one-on-one with a designer. And you talk about what you might want to put on that shoe. Right? And so really you're going to use 3 major tools to get that done. So you're going to be able to choose onto your Airforce One what you want to engrave into it. If anyone saw Travis's Utopia Airforce Ones, he had burned the Utopia logo kind of into the back. So you can choose from some logos and see how laser etching is done on leather. There's also a couple professional airbrush artists in there sketching things out. So you'll get to choose to put a name or an expression that you want airbrushed directly onto your sneaker. And then the last piece is you're going to get to choose from some checks and decide what swoosh you want, what color, what direction, and so forth. And you'll see them heat press those checks onto the shoe. Y'all got that? 3 different times. So that's your sandbox. That's what I mean. Like those are the toys in your sandbox you get to use, right? Cool. So yeah, essentially after you get out, you'll get a little, grab this one. So you'll get a nice little sheet to kind of take notes on when you're working with your professional designer to figure out what's going to go on that sneaker, and then you'll work through kind of the various fabrication stages on it. Cool. Any questions for me about those items? So it's a sandbox. People ask me questions like, can we dye the bottom of the shoe a certain color? Can we do that in the sandbox? So we're designing any product comes with constraints. What are the limitations of your design? That could be physical limitations, like if your shoe's not made out of leather, it's made out of something synthetic, you can't laser cut it because it melts. So it's constraint, you can't do it on there. Or you don't have the tool to do it, right? So here we have a limited number of tools you're going to use. So can you dye the shoe on the bottom? Are we dyeing things today? We're airbrushing, not dyeing. Anyway, those are the constraints we're limited to. Does that make sense to y'all? All right, cool. What else do I want to talk about with you? So there'll be a couple other people in the lab, quite a few in fact. I encourage you in this type of experience, if you feel enabled and empowered to do so, ask people what they do. There's people that are in that room because they care about what we're doing today. They care about you as creative folk. And maybe you want to know why. You want to know who they are. I encourage you to take that opportunity if it feels good. Does that make sense? Treat that as a respected new friend, if you would, but I welcome you to do that. Cool.
If they want to learn more about programming, how can they learn more?
Cool, yeah, so y'all will be connected to me fully so that we can do that. So please, if you want to reach out to teachers and mentors and such, please do so. Like I said, all these tools here, if you want to come take a class, come with some family or people to come take a class, I'd love to just set you up for that first one. All their stuff's pretty cheap comparatively, like welding classes, if you go to welding training, it's $5,000 to $12,000. Our welding class is $150. Right, so what we're trying to do is get you enough skills to set up a machine, get started welding, not hurt yourself, not hurt the machine. What's up? You need me?
Yeah, just real.
Okay. Give me 1 second. So while we're in here, I want you to start thinking about kind of what would you write specifically. That's the greatest area for variation. What would you have your airbrush artist write? Please don't choose a poem. We're thinking about something along the lines of an expression or a word or two that might be on there. Does that make sense to y'all? So think about that. I'm going to come talk to you about that. Give me 1 second.
Exactly. Okay. Say thank you.
Custom made cheese. Designed by yours truly.
And they're in the playoffs, so their coach will look for
Years while I was at the university, and when I graduated, I actually attended Pencil in Portland. It's now in Detroit, where it's not HBCU. I give them opportunities for Nike, Adidas, all different companies. So I always told myself, like, if I was able to achieve that, I would come back and do stuff for kids. Like, that was like me, like, wanting to get into the footwear, but you always get told, like, oh, you're making money, or like, how you gonna do this or do that. But it's actually a lot of different avenues in footwear. It's not just like drawing shoes. You got material science, you got technology, you have like cybersecurity. It's all different kind of jobs in the footwear industry. It's not just like designing shoes and putting colorways together. It's a little more deeper than that. But one of the big things I like and that we talk about a lot is being intentional with storytelling. So if you're creating a product, like have some meaning behind it, where you put your logos or whatever, or how you use those colors. If you're from Chicago, if you're from Virginia, from New York or Texas, like what do those colors mean? What are those patterns or places that you've been that you want to use? I think one shoe that came out was they used the carpet from the airport in Portland, right? So the people who maybe have went through that airport a lot, like, you know what? This means something to me. I'm gonna put this in like inside the shoe in the insole or something, or use that pattern for the outside of the shoe. So when I was coming up and wanting to design signature shoes and getting an opportunity to design signature shoes, like I always thought about those little things that come with like creating products. And the journey from where I started to get to here, and I met Joseph 4 years ago, and we've been building ever since. And this is year 2, and we're super excited. We got the Nike event, of course, over there, and I'm just looking forward to see what y'all come up with.
Any questions? So think about questions, or like, let's say you heard Mike telling the story and a chance to walk up to him and ask him anything about that. They would either inform you about how you get on that path, something curious you want to know. Anyone got one of those questions? Like, how do you start a conversation with somebody who has like had that experience, walked the life, obviously willing to share it? Anyone got anything they would ask Mike if they saw him? Think about it.
Don't be shy. I was there too. I was sitting in the class just like this, like, man, you know. I had one of my items, he designed shoes for Michael
Was
Jordan.
it kind of hard to find the passion like as a career?
Not really. I think because everything is creative, right? This table, your glasses, your shirt, your pants, shoes, like everything's creative, right? Houses, stove, everything is designed by like a person. So when I look at stuff like that, it just opens up the creativity. Like, oh, you can make really anything. You can make a living from making
Cereal
pretty much
boxes.
anything. I did cereal boxes, right? I just grew up eating Wheaties, looking at Michael Jordan on the box, and then I got to work with a lot of signature athletes and create their cereal boxes and stuff. So it's different ways you can create. It's not people look at creative careers and they're like, oh, this is you just drawing, but it's more than that. It's really intentional when you're making things. Like just remember that it's not always just the aesthetics.
So creativity is not really capped in. Like,
No, it's not. It's what you make. And like one thing I like to do when people get like artist block or something like that. Like I don't really get that because I study a lot of references, so I can create my ideas faster. Because there's nothing new under the sun. It's just perspective. That's all it is. How you look at it, right? We can both have glasses on, but your glasses are invisible at the bottom. My glasses full frame. Like, but they both glasses do the same thing. So like these are the type of things that I think about, and I think those things help you in your creative journey. You keep an open mind. Like, don't ever think like, oh, it's because he got on a hoodie, you got on a hoodie. I can't make a hoodie. It can fit differently. It could be inside out. You could cut it in half. It could be totally different, which is based on your perspective.
And keeping your mind open is how you get those opportunities. We were literally in the weld shop yesterday checking on this project, and one of the guys would never think about himself as having any style, right? Chris is in there, wears the same blue jeans, tan Carhartt shirt every day, boots with a metatarsal cover over them, so if you fall, something falls on your shoes. Mike was, I see him taking a picture of his welding boots, I was like, oh, those are hard. And so trying to think about how he makes a sneaker out of that, right? But you wouldn't normally think about that because when they're doing welding or whatever. So this is kind of what we're thinking about. Like, how do you open your mind to this design world, these products being all around you? You're immersed in them, right? So we'll take a minute after y'all done making shoes. I want to take you all around the lab. And so as we do that, as you're seeing the machines there, I want you to think about it in two ways. One, how do you start to understand the ways that we construct the world around us? What are the tools that are our option to get that done? Makes you a better maker. Right? You could find a true passion in even the fabrication side of making sneakers or the tools that are used to make sneakers. But on the other side of it, once you know how things are made, like Mike said, he's thinking about references. He's looking at the objects out in the world. Not only do you look at them as, oh, that's cool, but you're like, oh, how did they do that? Was that made by hand? Was it CNC? Is it 3D printed? And your mind starts to think about how, not what it looks like, but how it got to that space. And so now you see creation all around you. You're constantly breaking things down and deconstructing this world that we live in, trying to understand the products that underpin our daily lives. We're going deep today. Yeah. So appreciate y'all being here. Take some of the chances we're thinking about. Go for a word or a couple words if that makes sense to you and you're vibing on it. Think about certain things, like I mentioned, nostalgia, stories. What are you prideful about? What do you love? Is it your town you're from, your culture, your people? And then the last thing is social change. You mentioned some things about peace and unity. Right? If those things are important to you and they're like part of the world, your worldview and how you view kind of your experience every day, why not put that on a shoe and share that with somebody else? A way to make emotional connection. Cheers. All right, we're going to have about 5 or 10 minutes. I want you to think about that word. I got some notebook paper over here. And I got pens right outside on the table. Please spend these 10 minutes really thinking about it. So one tool we use in class, they asked about kind of other opportunities. The Sneaker Lab is kind of open. And so love for you all to check out that application and even join in. We're a little bit into the class, but we let people catch up. Part of the thing we do is we give you all tools to ideate, to brainstorm. Like brainstorm always seems to me like you just sit there and think. Right? But how do you craft those thoughts in such a way that you have a starting point, a direction, like call some references, other things that inspire you or words or ways to think, right? And so, anyway, you start with a central word, and that word you just allow it to connect to other things. That's called a mind map, right? How does your mind map and connect these ideas, or idea web, somebody might talk about. That's another creative way where you're getting away from the lines on the paper and one thought after the another, and you're thinking about ways they connect that might not be one after the other anymore. That could be circular or, in a certain sense, diffuse, to spread out, to grow it. All right, now, we got about 5 or 10 before we switch out. Spend these minutes. I'll pass around this notebook, and if you'll just take one page, I'll give you some writing utensils. Take a minute to brainstorm what we're going to put on that sequence. All right, appreciate you.
Let me put you on game. So look, the whole shoe finna be black. The text on finna be white. And right here, that's where the cat.
DJ, you got your shoe?
So what's the bitch gonna be black? You said? Huh? It's gonna be all black.
Light gold, baby blue.
I can show you color. No, I said
It's shoe, bro. Any color you want. It's good.
What color he gonna do with you? Pop.
Oh no, it's finna be the shoe finna be all black.
I think what I'm probably gonna do is everything except for
Come on, Mom.
Have 2 lasers, 1 airbrush, and then 2 switches. You mix it up like that. Then we have the lasers sprays. We have the sprays are the middle pieces, all the lasers.
I can show you. I made a shoe art here by hand.
No way.
I'm just getting this centerpiece.
If not, I'll come pass it around.
Micro. Yes, ma'am. I'm done with this. Oh, thank you so much. And then the three, one part at a time, that way to know it's down and in place.
yeah.
I brought up some like last year when I was here. I really wanted to do something like
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get that set up. See what's up with No, you just gave me straight idea. Definitely check it
How did you get
Green and what?
Green and black.
Yeah.
Why you complaining?
I'm green and black.
We can really switch.
DJ, Tyler, right here.
And I can do this brown. This is pink. This is green. This is brown.
Oh yeah,
If I do one back,
it's only a prototype for now. You can not like you can do town. Yeah, it's just sort of like and there's just some machines one bag of shoe. It's all there right now. It's not like
Just as long as it's like under like 6 letters. Yeah. That's the backwards Scott will be on the side.
that's
It's like the original ones in there. It's more on the outside. Six nothing, yeah. Or you can do Travis Scott on one side, and then if you really want the writing, you can do it on the outside also. That would make like the most sense just because like, people can see. You're gonna see more like outside.
I put the Travis Scott logo on the right side. No. Put the Travis Scott logo on like the left side.
yeah, that's crazy, man.
So what do you
How are they gonna do the backwards? Like you said,
perfect. And then what color wrist? Brown?
like pink.
I think red. Red wrist. Kind of goes together. And on what foot do you want it on? Alright, so on your right. Cool. And then the other one on the left.
I'm gonna go and step off and do some work
Tab on
with
the
them.
left, right?
Okay.
So yeah, peep how he's doing it. This, I don't know if you're gonna want to do it the same way, but he's gonna tag up his name on this side, and then the Travis Scott on the other, and then like leave everything else. Yeah. So you can build that.
Like the inside, what we doing? Like we'll put the thing on the inside. You put it on the inside, and then the outside will be the tag.
Need help? Oh, you ready? Start. So you ready for the next day? What? Okay.
When we put it on the outside, they're gonna see that it's Travis Scott.
I wonder if I can put like, it depends on where I'm standing. If I was standing, I don't know, like you in the end right here, and then or the U in the eye right here, and then the T on this side.
Oh, like Unity?
Yeah, right here.
We haven't done any airbrushing here. What we've done is the engraving, like the laser engraving. But let me ask you.
Good? So trucking. All the kids are excited. Yeah, just the energy, huh? Yeah, definitely. You able to change the base colors or the overlays or anything like that? Nah, let's put some on top perspective. I would take it on the top. Yeah. I got you. All right. All good, man.
Where your battery switch gonna be at?
So you gotta let them know that.
Oh, there you go. Like that. Same thing, same logo. Gotta get that on both of them.
Oh, that is so tight. Yeah, that looks so cool. Man. Just be careful, don't touch it because it might smudge a little. Okay.
You gotta do the other one too, Charlie.
You only want it on one side, right?
I can get on both of them? Yeah. Make my career.
If you see a swoosh there that we like, then we might be able to do it. All right.
You just make it look two-tone.
I mean, I see what they're talking about. Like, I want mine like the whole thing to be. The whole thing gotta be. What's it called? East End of Houston. Aitforce does a lot of things. We make a lot of different products. Really, though, talking about not production, but solutions. What we're really trying to do in this program, in the Sneaker Lab, is think how we can take the tools, access resources of manufacturing site, a community-based manufacturing site, and adapt that to educational programs that engage kids.
My name is Michael Fletcher. I am the Director of Talent Development here at the Cactus Design Center, where we go over a wide range of different topics that involve design, whether it is sneaker making, fashion, furniture, industrial design, laser cutting, 3D printing, different ways that we can innovate and create products that tell stories with the Houston youth and also other students from around the country. We started this journey 4 years ago, and I'm super excited that we have now been able to work with so many different students, so many great partners like Nike, which we're heading now to the Sneaker Lab for our first collaborative activation with Nike's Nike by You, where students will not only customize Air Force Ones, but also laser cut. They can use different sustainable materials. They also got some lace charms that we created here at TXRX.
Here we got a couple of logos on the bottom of our Aitforce and Cactus Jack Foundation that we're basically lasering into the sneaker. So students can like design their own shoe, and we have set logos that they can pick from.
Anyone can do anything, and it's so much fun. They offered to give us lessons in laser cutting, 3D printing, anything they thought we'd need, they allowed us to do.
There's also forms of prototyping. Like if you have a new concept that you want to see, but you don't really want to spend the money to actually create it or do manufacturing, you can 3D print it at your house and then just look at it, write your edits on it, do whatever you want to do. Kids are going to have 3D printers at the house and they're going to be printing their own designs, printing their own shoes that fit them and how they want, so they can style it, wear it, create it, and promote their brands just from their own bedrooms.
Students have to apply, and we just want to see kids that are committed. You at least have a starting point for us to kind of take it another step.
So the future is here.
The future is here, indeed.
It is unbelievable what Travis Scott has been able to create, and we are so happy to have it right here in Houston. The Travis Scott and Cactus Jack Foundation Week continues as their celebrity softball game, the HBCU Classic Tournament. All the details on our website. I'm Coco Dominguez reporting. It's Fox 26 News.
Roses are red and potentially very expensive this Valentine's Day. We'll show you how much it costs to show your love